I'm going to steal a name from another setting of mine that I like a lot. The name of the priestess is which is in English OOME, and she is. You have never met her, Zort. She is much higher ranked
Right.
than any of the priests or priestesses that you had encountered in the past.
Okay.
So this is a major presence.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
to describe her, she is more of a I was going to say a little more of a warrior presence than you might have expected from someone called a priest. Clearly, she is armed. Her spear point is iron, which, as you know, is no joke. And the I'm going to say that there's a lot more I could say about the way things look, but let me just put it this way. All of you have been traveling for a long time. You have taken on some of the clothes, the local clothes, of course. What else are you going to wear? You're going to get you are looking a little different from when you left the West Coast. This is
So
sort
even
of your
that's
reminder of that culture, the way that she is dressed, the way things are done, the accents that she speaks with. You have never heard that accent except from each other. And so, for example, when a Kindu, heard Zort's talk, you knew, oh, he's from my region, right? But you haven't heard it except from each other. So now you are hearing everybody talk like that. You are, remember I said the village uses a slightly different vocabulary with the other language influencing it. You've kind of got used to that. So, this is kind of a it's like a spaceship landing from, your home culture for some of you, for most of you. So this is, it's kind of striking that way. Um, so what I envision her as looking like is that her clothes are not ritualistic like robes and things like you would see from somebody in church. Her clothes are much more practical. She has been traveling. What's different is that that they are very, very excellent quality, and that they have the symbols of the cult on them in a distinctive way, so that by looking at her that she is of a powerful station and she is symbolically important. When she was not wearing it before, but now she is going to put on the distinctive fanged hat, and suddenly you realize the helmet's design that I had just described has a fanged appearance, like those points are like these big fangs. But it's much, much more obvious when she puts on her priest hat, and you realize that it's actually a demonic mask. It doesn't really hide much of her face, but the way that it frames her face and the decorations on it, the way it's constructed, makes her look as though she is a demon face. So, and of course, she does not wear chains. The initiates wear the chains. So, so yes, she definitely, walks like she owns the place, and is certainly accompanied by, a group of loyal people wherever she goes. So this is ordinary for Rune people. And the villagers are scared, but they're kind of pissed off. And they were given a good boost of confidence and solidarity from Akindu. So when by the time you get there, it's almost as though someone like has their arm around Akindu. We're with him, sort of. sort of feeling, and a great shout goes up when they see the rest of you. They're thrilled that you're here. So and so sort of in a display of power and, well, you brought your people, well, we're her people. So, a group of the women from the grove will come, and they are bearing branches and fruit and things from the grove, and it looks as though they're hippies bringing things from the garden, and they're all sweet and everything. But this is a display of power. This is a display of, this is us. You're welcome here, but you're not nowhere. So that's sort of the impression that this is giving. So am I being kind of clear on the situation? Urko, you might be the one to discuss things with, because what do you want to do regarding Jala or anything like that?
Regarding Jala, I would I just tell her about everything that I experienced outside, and maybe make this. Or do you mean about something special, or
No,
just
I'm
in
not
general?
hinting of anything. I'm just asking what you want to do. It's just where my mind turned.
Okay, and make an offering, maybe of this wolf hand, or so, well, the part that I took off, and make an offering to, well, the temple and the gods. If that's suited offering, and
That's
ask.
actually probably a really significant thing that you could have done. That's kind of cool, actually. Okay, Jala has some lore roll to make here, and okay, so she quickly she tells you that that the merciful dawn is here, because there is what you have shown me here is serious chaos business, and it has everything to do with that skull. Remember the skull you guys found?
Yeah.
The painted skull? Okay, this is a mighty chaotic object. This is something that was sacred to a cult. Now, this is scary because in the West, the cult we are talking about, which is only called the Fury, right? With English, Fury. It's the noun that goes with the adjective furious. The Fury cult is, in the West, is subordinated to the Dragon Kings as sort of their crazy fighters, right? It's a subcult. But here, if this skull is any indication, it's a big, independent, powerful cult of its own. So somewhere over there and to the north is an extraordinarily powerful temple dedicated to some of the most dangerous gods of chaos. And she's still trying to figure out what happens, because whoever came here with it didn't use it. And remember, they kept it put away as if it was in hiding and as if it was suppressed. I don't know if you remember that. But the skull was preserved and kept in a way that kept it hidden and kept it inactive in the tower. So whoever brought it from somewhere was not worshiping it. They were keeping it. They were suppressing it. So, you probably, when you describe what happened, she thinks that you fought one of the powerful practitioners of that cult, or somebody who was part of that cult, of a powerful chaos cult over to the north and east.
Is she walking with us so everybody hears that?
It seems like by now, yes. Yeah. And so but the fact that it is this, that she is able to recognize it and realizes that this is a different manifestation, a different social version of that small cult from where you come from. And it's not a nice cult. You guys are used to thinking of it as kind of the, the demon fighters, slaves of the Dragon King kind of situation.
So, is there anything? Well, I discussed with the Jalan, like to see if there's anything we can do to try to hide this skull again and prevent it from being found by these people who are looking
Well,
for
at
it.
the moment, it's pretty hard to imagine a better way of hiding something than deep in a temple of the buried dead. That's one of the tried and true best ways to hide anything. So the answer to that is yes. That's what she has been doing. It's just that with what you have told her and with what you have brought. Oh, and by the way, this is a terrible thing because it could infect people. And then she takes a second look at you and says, "Oh." Right. So, so yeah, that's going to be a problem to deal with soon. That's just leading us to so many things. I would really like to have the confrontation / conversation with but I think we better save it. What do you guys think? I think we should keep these relatively short and, so. But Skava, Helma, did you have something to?
I'm fine with that. My idea was that I'm going to make sure she doesn't stir up trouble, so I probably assign some people to keep an eye on her and her people. I want to go to the grove and change and try to match her posture.
Yeah, no, that's you
as much as I can.
You have a charisma of what, 19 now or something ridiculous like that?
Yes, but I would like to bolster it with
when
somewhat cleaner clothes and whatever thing I can find to make clear that she's not the only one with a position of might.
Right. Well, all I can say is that for people who have met Skava back when you first started traveling with Jovan, that the person who comes forth from the grove is very much a transformed person in comparison. And not just because her hair is clean, but because of everything. So yes, you guys are operating on a very different level at this point than you were.
It's a long time. A lot of things happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Urko and Jala. I mean, they have the coolest temple of the buried dead ever. Right. So, and Ikindu, you, this is an important thing for you. You're looking at this and you're saying, wait a minute, this is what we are talking about. We are talking about the connection of the northern culture, clearly the wilderness, which is bounded by the insect people, right? The wilderness in between, which is dominated by the insect people. This headwaters at the top of the mountains flowing down to the west. And now we have one of the powerful cults of the west who clearly is here in a position of challenge. How is this going to play out? If only we had somebody dedicated to the open way who could. Right, exactly. So, and also, tell me your skills again. Do you have like an oratory or a skill or a talking skill?
Me?
No, this is for a Kindu. Sorry.
Literacy.
No, that's okay. All right, that's fine. I just wrote a whole thing about skills and the way we are using them. and so that's kind of on my mind. So I'm checking with everything.
I don't have a talking skill.
That's okay.
I use charisma as a
Yes.
talking skill.
That's what I have been doing, is using, when you want to influence people in the way we are playing, it's a matter of charisma on the resistance table. That's the only really sensible way to do it. But there are other. We can talk more about the technicalities later. But right now, I think we are ready to close for the night. And we got to see a little bit of spirit combat, at least. And that power is not going. That power is not coming back, Zord.
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
How low are you?
He's at 8.
8.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
it might be able to come back, but they are not letting it come back.
No.
Um,
Makes sense.
Defying the cult reprisal spirit like that actually was an extraordinary display of power. So there's already an unresolved situation here, and it all comes down to one humble, don't mind me, I just want to be good, Zort. So, okay.
It's going horribly wrong.
Well, it's going to be.
You're still here so far.
Yeah, and I have
Yep.
ideas.
Yep.
And I'm at home here, and I'm feeling this place is doing me so much good.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
Isn't at home here.
Right, correct.
Neither is her cult.
And I am her cult.
Right. Well,
And
remember that
I am going to claim you as my escort and help.
we will see how that goes next time. But when you
That we will.
yes, when you make that pronouncement, now we know where we are going with this. Let me say one more
Fair
thing.
warning.
For all of your characters, chaos cults are always subordinated to other cults. Right. There is no primary cult of chaos in the West. Chaos serves society. Without it, time will not happen. It's incredibly important, but it is very much controlled. With the kind of magic that's represented in that skull, somebody is living very differently over there. So, all right. There we go. I'll look forward to seeing more of you.
One question.
Thank you for tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you
Sandra?
I recall it was sometime in the beginning with offerings and things. I recall you saying that there was improvement in something if a greater offering was made. I don't know if you remember that, but I just have some recollection of it. And
It's specifically in reference to what? In the beginning of this session?
No,
it
was way back.
Okay. Remind me.
And you said there was some improvement about something when giving a greater offering to the temple.
Right. Well, I agree. And I believe that is in your cult. Actually, you know what? Go up 1 point of charisma for Urko.
Okay. Thank you.
What?
Yeah, no.
I also have a...
Oh, settle down over there. He has a big stone giant. Okay, come on.
Don't provoke him. Don't.
It's a big stone
There
giant.
are
You
places
come
where
back in
even I
triumph
don't
and
dare
your
to go.
priestess says, "Hooray, you're back. You brought me a gross thing. Hooray." Right? It's going to count. So I get that. So yeah, I'll take a look at the cult write-up. It's in the cult write-up somewhere, I think. But oh wait, now I remember what you were talking about. Okay, we'll do more details about that next time. Don't let me forget. We didn't really make a lot of skill rolls, did we? We had problems with.
I have one on cult lore.
Me too.
Right. Okay, so cult lore can all increase. They'll make an increased chance. No.
Everyone?
Yes, I got an
no, not
improvement,
for
so
you.
I have seven.
Okay, so
I have
I rolled a
70 on cult lore now.
35.
I do want, actually, Kindu, why don't you make a occult lore right now, a roll, right? Because
Okay.
because I'm talking about, this is for the open way. It's about how everything seems to be a big possibility. You are looking for what is the routines of the cult, what is the traditions of the cult for dealing with these clashes of geographic cultures.
I got a 69 and I have a 55.
Right.
So.
Unfortunately, you are not catching that. But all right.
We could swap rolls. I would get a better
I know. It's always
you
the
would
way.
get a success.
Always the way. Always. So I will look forward to seeing you later on. So.
Yep.
Likewise.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.